What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here. Guys, today I want to bring you a quick guide on Kineza. And I'm not even talking a end game guide. I'm talking you pulled Kineza, you don't want to build her, but what can you still use her for with very little investment? And guys, I have a very quick and easy answer for you. If you are in the earlier game, or maybe even in the middle game, and you're not to the point where you can farm very high up in AMR, in the 17s and the 18s quite yet, I still think that she works in the higher levels. I've tried this on 17. She's able to do this on 17 to a degree, but I haven't cleared 17 yet. So I'm going to show you on 16 so you can see what she's capable of doing. And I'm going to assume that with a little bit more investment, you're probably able to use her on both 17 and 18, but of course, we'll have to see how that works. But guys, this is what you're able to use her for. You can use her in AMR stage 16. This is the team that I'm using. The person that's right over here, guys, that is Wrath, in case you can't tell based on the Nightmare units lighting up. But Kineza does a few things in this area that are very good. The first thing she does is she's a Nightmare unit. So if you have a Volca, if you have Deimos, if you have a Wrath, which again, Volca and Deimos are free. I'm sorry, Volca and Wrath are free, and hopefully you got lucky and you pulled Deimos on the 10 times. If you haven't, that's still okay. You still have 3 Nightmare units that you can use. And it's a pretty easy ability to get a ton of attack speed for your Wrath, your Volca, and your Kineza. Well guys, Kineza scales with attack speed in more ways than one. You'll see here that I have her at 5-star, max level, and 5 promotions. I have not taken her to 6-star. I don't intend to take her to 6-star for probably a little while because I have some better options. And I haven't upgraded her skills. So there is still a lot of room for her to grow, and she's still able to do this job. So just to give you a real quick synopsis of what she does. Her basic attacks have a chance to grant her Ki. Ki is also grantable by triggering dodge. Her ultimate uses this Ki and deals damage based on each stack she has. Afterwards, she'll deal an additional damage 1 extra time. Okay? Pretty simple. She deals damage equal to 105% damage in range based on each stack. So if she has 2 stacks, she deals 210, 3 stacks, 315, so on and so forth. Okay? Her basic skill here is just a 50% damage to 1 enemy 2 times. Pretty decent, nothing crazy, 100% damage, okay, cool. Her first passive gives a 10% chance to dodge, and every 100 attack speed provides an extra 3% chance to dodge. This is with no skill ups, guys. If she had more skill ups, she would do even more, right? She would gain up to 15% base dodge and 5% dodge per 100 attack speed. This is really, really helpful for a couple of reasons. One, I have her build completely attack speed. That is all I cared about when I made this build. I have some okay pieces, but nothing crazy. You'll see I have her in a whirlwind set with the focus on attack speed and a little bit of crit rate and attack just to make her hit a little bit harder. I have her in this crit rate piece. This is mainly because it has a solid attack speed roll here, but of course having crit rate on her makes it so she can deal a little bit of damage. Not too bad. Here, again, just a solid attack speed with some decent DPS stats, some crit rate, attack bonus, and crit damage. And then here, a huge attack speed roll with some attack main and some crit rate and some tankiness, okay? She is no way near geared well. These very, very, really bad gear, to be honest. She's not very well put together, but she does the job. We have plus 480 attack speed, which puts us at a total of 580 attack speed. If we go in and look at that passive one more time, that means we are, where is it? Here we go. We are gaining 500 divided by 100, right? That's 5 times 3, that's 15% chance to dodge, which gives us a total of 25% dodge, and that's not including the Nightmare stack of 35%, which means we're probably looking closer to 30 or 35% chance to dodge, which is pretty decent. It's not too bad, and that is why she's able to do the job that I'm going to show you that she can do in this fight here. So we're going to go ahead and go straight in. I have taken Power of Dominance off, so you'll be able to see this in real time and how I'm able to do this. we drop Cuke right off the bat. The reason we drop Cuke right off the bat is so that we can get that little bit of extra damage. Right here, we're going to drop our Deimos, and then we're going to drop our Olag right in this slot so that Deimos is still able to hit, but isn't going to get hit by enemies on this side. Here, we're going to go ahead and drop our Zealatu, and then our Cuke is going to sit here and damage for just a little bit of time. Right here, we're going to pop our shield one more time, and we're going to wait just a little bit longer, and right here, we're going to remove and drop our Vortex. Now, this can be any healer that can reach these frontline units. It does not need to be Vortex. It can be anybody. But you'll see here that this allows us to stay alive. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pop our DPS. We're going to throw our Wrath right here to DPS the adds that come from the right side. And then we're going to drop our Volca. And our Volca is going to drop up here to solo the oozes that spawn up top. Then we have the Woman of the Hour, the Lizard of the Hour, may you say, and that is our Kineza. She's going to go in the top right to do the same job that Volca does. And the reason she does this so well is because she has a ton of attack speed, she has a ton of dodge, and she is going to be able to solo these adds, not take a lot of damage, and if she does take damage, she's going to heal a ton because of the Volca passive. We're going to pop our Deimos again, get a ton of damage, and then as soon as we trigger our next shield, which we might actually not even need to do it. Yeah, we're not even going to need to do it, but you'll see here we clear this out easily, and our Kineza barely takes damage. And if she does take damage, she heals it up almost instantly. Guys, this is something that you can do with your Kineza with very little investment. It does not need a lot of investment, guys. It's a very minor investment, and let's look. We'll see here, she actually does a little bit of damage, right? Her and Volca are doing just minor damage, but they're handling those oozes so that they cannot combine in order to destroy your bottom units, right? And that is a viable option for Kineza to be used in the game. She doesn't need to be super well built. Again, this is on 16. This was without Power of Dominance. If we put Power of Dominance on, you'll be able to see that she can do it just, that much easier, right? But here in 17, I'm going to show you, right? I'm not going to clear it because my units are not quite strong enough, but you'll be able to see that she's still able to do that same job. So here we are going to drop, we have to do this a little bit different because our tank doesn't quite survive here. So we're going to drop our Olag. We're going to go ahead and drop this fine lady here. And then right after her, we will drop our Deimos right here. He can still hit our boss Salazar here. And then followed up right after this, we're going to drop our Wrath just like we did in the previous attempt. We'll pop our Zealatu. We'll drop our Wrath. Here we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pop our Vortex to keep us alive. And then we're going to go ahead and drop our Volca in this top left. She's going to solo that top left side. And once we get to 14, we're going to drop our Kineza in the top right, and she is going to do the same thing up top. Go ahead and watch her. Just watch her. She's going to do some phenomenal things up there. We're going to go ahead and drop our Valkyra here just to deal a little bit of extra damage. And here we go. This is where she's going to start to shine. Watch her health. It barely drops, and when it does drop, she heals right back up because of Volca and the passive that she brings of healing people within range, or that are on the field based on their basic attacks. And because she deals so many basic attacks due to having a ridiculous amount of attack speed, you're going to see that she gets a lot of power. We might actually clear this. Are we going to clear this on this video right now? No way we actually clear this. Hold on, I need to focus up real quick. Okay, yeah, no, they're starting to break through. I thought for a second we might actually clear it, but yeah, no, they're starting to get through. We don't have quite enough damage to be able to beat this stage yet, but you'll see here that Kineza is not dying. She is doing the job beautifully, and that is just being there to survive. And of course, she's getting a little bit of help from Volca, but again, Volca is a free champ that you get just a little over 2 weeks into the game. So if you happen to get lucky and pull a Kineza, she is very good for soloing the top left or the top right of these AMR runs. So guys, that is it. Again, Kineza is, I know, not one of the best fighters in the game. She does not compare to people like Zilla2. She does not compare to, you know, those crazy other fighters like Arrogance, etc. But I think she has a place in the game if you happen to get her. I also think that we might end up seeing a game mode in the future where you need a dodge tank, right? Maybe these guys just hit so hard that if you don't dodge, you die, right? And so maybe this is something we end up seeing in the future. I'm not saying go and invest in her crazily. I will say, however, though, that this is with no skill ups, right? If we were to add in these skill ups and we were to get skill ups on the passive, that would bump her up a ridiculous amount, right? You also end up getting, I believe you get more attack speed somewhere, don't you? I think that I saw that somewhere. Oh no, it's just for every, yeah, it's for every extra 100 attack speed you get more percent. That's what it is. So you end up getting 5% dodge for every 100 attack speed. So I mean, if we were to get 20 more attack speed and go to a flat 600 attack speed, and you have that 5%, right, for every 100, you're looking at 30% attack speed, or sorry, 30% dodge with the base of 15% dodge, guys. That's 45% chance to dodge. That's almost every other attack missing. And if you happen to get lucky enough to get her to A1, or I guess unlucky enough, depending on how you look at it, she will heal by herself. You won't even need Volca with you because each stack of He you have will restore 3% HP per second. So she actually is going to be a very good champion to solo those top left or right sides in AMR. I think she's great in 16. She does the job in 17. Of course, I can't try on 18, but I have no reason to doubt that she would be able to do it on 18. Maybe she needs to be 6-star to be able to do it. Maybe she needs some skill ups to be able to do it. But is that a bad thing if you use this champion to get you a 18 clear in AMR? I mean, I personally think that that is a totally viable reason to build her. But guys, that is my kind of base guide for Kineza. I think this is a very, very good use of her. It's something that I am using her for actively right now, and I think she's phenomenal for this purpose. But guys, let me know how you feel about Kineza in the description down below. Make sure to like the video if you liked it, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me going forward, and I will see you in the next one.